high IQ, mature individuals almost unanimously understand God not to be real. There's no evidence that God's real to anyone that's really, really thinking about it.
That right there is probably one of the most untrue statements I've ever heard in my entire life. You may have just recently seen that the world's smartest man of all time, according to the IQ score, just said that Jesus Christ is God. With an IQ score of 276, the highest recorded IQ in history, and it is actually recognized as legitimate by the Giga Society, Mensa, which is the really big important one, and the World Memory Championship, he has the highest IQ ever, and he believes in God. So that statement right there, just by that one guy, is shown to be so untrue. But there's also like a lot of other people in history that were incredibly smart, the smartest people ever to exist, who also believe in God. So, I mean, let's just ask the smartest people ever and see what they have to say. But quickly, before we get fully into this video, I am having a massive giveaway right here on the Redemption Bible YouTube channel when we hit 10,000 subscribers. All you've got to do is subscribe down below and you are automatically entered in to win some exclusive merch from me, as well as a $50 Amazon gift card that you can use in any way you'd like. So once again, all you got to do is subscribe down below, and when we reach 10K, all of this may very well be all yours. Thank you guys for subscribing and supporting the channel, but with that, let's get back into the video. When I think of the smartest person to ever exist, one name comes to mind immediately, and that is Isaac Newton. I'll let Neil deGrasse Tyson explain to you exactly why.
Nobody comes close.
Explain what?
He, working alone, discovers the laws of motion. Then he discovers the law of gravity, universal law of gravitation. Oh, and then someone asks, why do your planets orbit in this shape, ellipses, ovals, rather than perfect circles? It's, I don't know, I'll get back to you. And he goes home, and he comes back, I finally have my answer. And they say, well, Isaac, how did you do that? Well, I had to invent integral and differential calculus to answer that question. He then discovers the laws of optics, deducing that white light is composed of colors. He does all of this, then he turns 26.
Just in case you didn't catch all that, this guy basically figured out how the universe works. Pretty close to perfectly. Actually so perfectly, in fact, that it's almost physically impossible for any natural phenomenon to go against his rules that he discovered. And all of this he found out as a young adult working alone. Probably Isaac Newton's most famous invention is his 3 laws of motion. And oddly enough, in the text where he speaks in detail about his 3 laws of motion, known as the Principia, he also is quoted as saying things like this being governs all things, not as the soul of the world, but as Lord over it all. The supreme God is a being eternal, infinite, absolutely perfect, and from his true dominion, it follows that the true God is a living, intelligent, and powerful being. He is not eternity and infinity, but eternal and infinite. He is not duration or space, but he endures and is present. And, in addition, when I wrote my treatise about our system, I had an eye upon such principles as might work with considering men for the belief of a deity, and nothing can rejoice me more than to find it useful for that purpose. Isaac Newton was not just a Christian, but he was somewhat of an apologist in the way that he says that the thing that brings him most joy out of all of his scientific discoveries and all he's done in his entire life is that people find the truth about God through his works. The first principles of the Christian religion are founded not on disputable conclusions, opinions, or conjectures, or on human sanctions, but on the express words of Christ and his apostles, and we are to hold fast to the form of sound words. Isaac Newton is probably the unrecorded smartest person to ever exist, and even he acknowledges that the Bible is not just stories and made up things by man. No, it is the true word of God. The Bible is not stories, it's not made up, and it's not opinion. It's 100% truth spoken from the mouth of God. And even Isaac Newton knew that himself. Now, when I see the words smart person, who's the first person that pops into your head? Well, I mean, for me, and actually Google too, the first person is, of course, Albert Einstein, right? I mean, he's Albert Einstein. He invented the theory of general relativity, essentially stating that with enough mass and energy, space-time itself can physically bend. Gravity is caused by the physical bending of space, like in this famous blanket example. His breakthroughs in relativity gave way to the discovery of the beginning of the universe, also known as the Big Bang. Einstein, for a long time, was an atheist because he himself believed that the universe was eternal. It had no beginning. And since it had no beginning, it has no need to be created or have a creator because it wasn't created in the first place. Einstein quickly realized that he made a mistake in his calculations and that the universe was not eternal like he first thought it was, but rather it was created. And this kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything he believed. This realization that the universe was not eternal, but it has a beginning, it was created at some point, kind of forced Einstein to believe in at least some sort of God, as he stated in a 1936 letter. But on the other hand, everyone who is seriously involved in the pursuit of science becomes convinced that a spirit is manifest in the laws of the universe. A spirit vastly superior to that of man, and one in the face of which we, with our modest powers, must feel humble. In this way, the pursuit of science leads to a religious feeling of a special sort, which is indeed quite different from the religiosity of someone more naive. So even though Einstein did not believe in any specific God, and he himself also said that belief in a personal God is naive, he still believed in God of some sort. Einstein, being an honest scientist, had to admit and acknowledge the fact that God, meaning some sort of spirit that is outside of space and time, had to set the laws of the universe in motion. He has to exist. There was no other option. In the eyes of Einstein, it was the only possible conclusion. If the universe is not eternal, then something or someone had to have created it, and that someone is God. Now, there is one more super notable genius in history that also had a very strong belief in God. Blaise Pascal. If you'd like to learn more about Blaise Pascal and his beliefs in God and also his most famous invention, Pascal's wager, then check out this video that is linked on screen right now. And if you found yourself enjoying today's video, please consider subscribing, as that is the best way to support me and the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.